Okay, well, welcome. Thank you so much for coming today. And today we're going to be talking about integration. And so integration is kind of a broad topic. It can kind of apply to many different things. So today I want you to know that in regards to integration, we're talking about integrating this old self, or maybe this old way of being, old habits, old patterns, old thoughts, and integrating that with a new life, basically making a change, moving forward. And sometimes we get stuck. Sometimes we've had maybe these life-changing experiences. We've come upon these new revelations. We have this new inspiration, but it's hard to really make that change or commit to something new or move forward. So integration is essentially taking that old you, taking those old parts of you and your old life and making something new. So today we're going to talk about basically applying these lessons we've learned in life and kind of moving forward. So we're going to talk about what is integration, what are the key elements, and kind of where to get started. So integration, today we're going to focus on really, how to understand these lessons that we've learned or these changes that we want to make in our life in order to really apply them, to let go of those things that are no longer serving us, to let go of those things so that we can move on and create something new in our life. We always have this desire or this inspiration to create something new in our life. Say we've just been on a magical, plant medicine experience, or we've been through some good therapy that now we're feeling invigorated and we're ready to make a change. And so this is integration in that context, creating something new in your life, learning from the mistakes that you make in order to really move forward and make discoveries. And in this is going to make new connections in your brain, new connections within yourself, within your heart, within your mind, body, and soul, but also new connections in the world, bringing yourself out in a new light, finding what it is that you're passionate about and letting that flow through you. So it's about integrating this old you that is you into maybe this new way of being, stepping into a higher potential, embracing really what it is to be your unique self. So in order to do that, something has to change, right? We can't just sit on the couch and expect life to change for us. So we really come upon this trial and error process in life in order to grow, in order to learn, or we just get stuck in those same patterns, those patterns of meeting resistance, of being frustrated, of trying our hardest, but still coming up short. So as we come upon this trial and error process, we have to really observe ourselves. And this is where becoming the objective observer of your life is so important, because you have to kind of remove yourself from what is happening. We get so immersed and so kind of bogged down in what is happening and trying to make sense of it all, that we don't really take the time to take a step back and remove ourselves from the situation a little bit and say, okay, what is really going on here? What are these things that are happening? And more likely than not, it's something you've encountered before. It's an old pattern, an old way of being, an old emotional pattern. These things are always going to come up. So we have to really take what it is that is happening and use it as a catalyst to make a change, to really become that objective observer of your life, to gain a third perspective of what is happening. And one way we do that is to become kind of detached, which when you just say become detached, it sounds easy, but I know it's not as easy as it sounds, because we have been so attached to who we are, how we react, these emotional patterns, these ways of being, we've been this way for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So we have to work to become that objective observer, to see yourself in moments of frustration or disappointment or patterns, and be able to see, okay, this is what is happening. And maybe you can learn why or where it started, but at first it's just about observing. So don't be hard on yourself or feel like you have to know why you're doing what you're doing. You have to know where it started from. All of that will come as you just continue to observe yourself. So as far as in relation to integration, right? Taking this old you, these old patterns, these old emotions, these old ways of being, and turning it into something new, there are some, general tips and things that can help that process go a little smoother. So first and foremost, take it slow. We live in this instant gratification world that kind of makes us, want to just get things done. Why can't I just, be this new person? Why can't I just make this change? Why can't this just happen for me? And it just doesn't happen like that. So it's a process that you have to kind of move yourself forward, but it's a step-by-step process. It's a day-by-day process. It's not anything that we have to rush into. Again, it's taken us 20, 30, 40, 50 years to get to where we're at. So in order to make a change, it takes some time. So do not rush. Now, when you're in this integration phase, when you're trying to make a change in life, it can be beneficial to have a support system around you, say friends and family that can support you and they do understand where you're at and what you're trying to do. But also sometimes people and friends and family and even community, they don't fully understand what it is you're going through. And maybe they can knock you off course, or you can have the tendency, or we as people have the tendency to reach outwardly into our environment and into our relationships to help us make the change. And ultimately it starts within. So take time to be in your own energy. We've been conditioned to be very social beings, and not to say that there's not a place and time to be social. And again, not to say that there isn't a place for support from the people in your life. But really, it is important when you're trying to make a change to tap into your own energy, to take time to be alone and realize maybe even how uncomfortable you are being alone in your own energy. Most of us are not comfortable in that space. It can cause anxiety. It can cause, oh, okay, let me get on social media. Let me distract myself from being with myself. So again, don't be hard on yourself for experiencing this, or try not to. I'm one to speak. I'm the worst at being hard on myself, but try to be in your own energy, take time alone, and also be out in nature. Nature is our friend. And I know you probably know this. These are general tips that we all know, but it's good to be reminded to, be in your own energy, connect with nature and use the elements, fire, earth, air, water. These are all things that are us. Diet and exercise. I mean, I'm not going to beat this into the ground, but we all know that having a proper diet and exercising can help the body feel better. It can help us release emotions. So as you're trying to make a change, just going and eating fast food every day and not exercising, I mean, it's going to leave you with low energy, and it's just not going to make your process very easy. So definitely incorporate healthier foods and exercise into your routine. Now, integration is, again, kind of a personal process. So if you go into a high energy environment, say a concert or a bar, or any kind of situation like that, it's going to be very intense. because you're in this process of releasing energy, letting go of things that are not you, trying to step into something new. And as energetic beings, we are highly conditioned by the people, places, and environments that we put ourselves in. So if you, again, have kind of experienced maybe a plant medicine ceremony, or you've been doing some good therapy, and you've created a lot of space in your life, maybe you're open energetically, it is very important for you to not put yourself in high energy environments, especially give yourself a week, a couple weeks between, that maybe this powerful experience that you've had to kind of calm back down, come back to earth a little bit, and then, go out and be social, but really do your best to avoid those high energy environments. And along those same lines, avoid toxic people. You're open energetically, you're trying to move forward in life. And if you start taking on the energies and having interactions with people who are negative, who bring you down, who drain you of your life force energy, it's just not going to be productive for the integration process. So today we're going to talk about what I've dubbed the 3 key elements. And the 3 key elements are here to really just make the integration process easier, smoother, and to help us along this process. So first and foremost, we're going to talk about time. So if you desire positive change in your life, you must create time for it. I want to change, I just don't have the time. We have all made this excuse, and maybe we're making this excuse right now, because it is virtually impossible to create something new in your life or move forward if you don't have the time to do it. And I know that time is of the essence. Most of us, if not all of us, work, this 9-to-5 job. We come home, we have kids, we have life, we have all these other things that we have to cater to. So how in the world are we going to make time for ourselves? And maybe it can seem overwhelming at first, but start with 10 or 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be hours and hours a day, although we are working towards that. Especially within this integration process, you want to dedicate as much time as you can for self-care as possible. And whatever self-care looks like for you, whether it's spending time doing yoga, meditation, exercising, journaling, and those are just, the first ones that come up for me that I practice for myself. But this can look like whatever self-care is to you, taking a bath, really just being in your own energy. So make that time, 10, 15 minutes a day if you can. Work upwards to an hour so that, okay, you have this dedicated hour where you remove yourself from the outside world, put your phone on silent, tell the kids, put a movie on and go into your room and just, focus on you. That's going to be essential, because you have to create this time to then create the momentum and the energy and the space to really get things going. And moving into energy. So energy is everything. This life force energy, this chi, this prana that flows through us. If our energy is dedicated to too many things, if it's dedicated to the wrong things, how are we going to have energy to create something new? How are we going to have the energy to turn the old into the new? We won't. So we really have to observe, because at least, in the beginning, it's about observing. It's about bringing awareness to how you're using your time and how you're using your energy. So how are you using your energy? Where are your potential energy leaks? These people, places, and things that you've devoted your energy to, that maybe at once in your life, they were aligned, but they are no longer aligned with who you truly are. So where are these potential energy leaks? And then where are the passion and joy in your life? Passion and joy are going to be the pointers towards the things towards the people, towards the environments that are correct for you, that will nurture you, that will, help you within this integration, within the process of making a new you or making something new in your life happen. So again, observe. How are you using your energy? What is it dedicated to? What potential energy leaks can you maybe cut out of your life, even temporarily, to create more time and more energy to make the shift that you're trying to make? And I know as human beings, we are exhausted. So, I'm exhausted. I have no energy for something new. I understand exhaustion. And so obviously, promoting sleep in your life can be really beneficial. Maybe trying to get some more sleep or better quality of sleep. That can be kind of a tool to creating more energy in your life. Maybe trying to create a little bit more of a pattern when it comes to sleep, maybe around 9 o'clock, you start to kind of slow down, start to wind the family down, read a book, take a bath, do some yoga, maybe some meditation. You have to kind of disperse that energy that you've taken on all day in order to really get some restful sleep. Now, some other, general tips as far as sleep goes that are coming up for me is having a completely dark room. Light stimulates the organs in our eyes and stuff that take in light and tell us to not go into our REM sleep, tell us that it's not time to sleep. So try to have as dark of a room as you can. Having some sort of white noise can be good too, whether that's a fan or an actual white noise machine or, waves or forest or just something in the background, nature sounds that can kind of dull out any other noise that's going to wake you up during the night. And also having something that helps create kind of a barrier away from electromagnetics. So Organite is a really beautiful tool in that way to help kind of promote sleep and to create kind of a safe space around you. It can also be beneficial to turn off your Wi-Fi at night. All of these things are little tools to really help you sleep better, which then will help you increase your energy and just assist you in the integration process. Last but not least is space. So in order to use the new time that you have and this new energy that you found, you have to create space in your life to do that, to really make that change. So out with the old and in with the new. And so some of these key elements here are time management. How are you managing your time? How are you spending your time? What are some old habits or patterns or routines that you were in that maybe once served you and are no longer serving you, that you can maybe kind of let go of or put on the back burner and replace it with maybe some self-care? Having patience with yourself. Patience helps you create space in your life. Because if we're impatient with ourselves, we're rushing, we're moving forward, and we're not really maybe enjoying the journey. We're not really maybe learning as much as we can along the way. And sometimes if we rush and we get through the process, we'll realize we're right where we started. So give yourself patience during the process, and patience and love and compassion, kind of go along with that. The being hard on ourselves is such a difficult pattern sometimes to let go of, but if you have patience with yourself, it can create a little more space for love and compassion along the way. Finding silence. A really powerful exercise that I do is after a meditation or after yoga, or even just sitting down for 5 minutes to just kind of rest, I breathe, and in the moments of taking a breath, and right at the end, there's this moment of silence at the end of your breath before the new breath. Resting in that silence is such a beautiful way to calm your energy and to create space. So Rest in the moments of silence, even in conversation. Sometimes we have this tendency to feel like silence is awkward, so we just keep talking, or the person we're with just keeps talking to fill that space. Try to find silence between your words, between your breaths, between your thoughts. That's why meditation is so important. Even if it's just a couple seconds, create that silence, create that space, and you'd be amazed at how much that actually can create space in your life. So again, kind of in relation to this time management, what are you focused on? How are you spending your time, and what are you focusing on? Because what you focus on is what you're going to dedicate your energy to. This also is in relation to thoughts. Our thoughts are powerful. Our mind is powerful. So if we're focused on what we don't have, what we can't change, who we don't want to be, then that's what's going to perpetuate in our life. But instead, if we focus on moving forward, if we focus on our good qualities and what we have achieved and how far we have come, if we focus on what it is that we're looking to create in our life, and if we can work to already feel like those things are there, then our energy is more likely to move in that direction. So it's, again, kind of this not focusing on the old or who we don't want to be, and it's about focusing on who we do want to be, where we are moving, and in that process, letting go. We have to let go of these people, places, and things that are not aligned with our life. And sometimes this is the hardest part, because we love these people. At one point or another, this environment was correct for us. This person was correct. They brought love and comfort and fun and joy into our life. So we hold on to that. But as we become a new person, as we step into a new way of life, sometimes we have to let those people go. And so patience, right? Observe who is right, who is wrong, who is making you feel good, giving you energy, supporting you along the way, versus who is maybe draining, bringing you down. Maybe they have negative self-talk. And so it's about really weeding out those people, places, and things in order to create something new. Again, that doesn't mean you have to let go of them forever, although maybe that'll happen. But it does mean you have to create that space, and you have to create that time and space to invite in something new. So within this process, enjoy it. It's not about, okay, so it is about making something new and getting to the end and to this end result, but it's mostly about enjoying the process along the way. Observe yourself. Wow, I'm learning so much about who I am, or about the things that I need to change. And that's a positive thing. So don't be hard on yourself. Enjoy the process and really create realistic goals for yourself. We don't want to go into the integration process with a list of 20 things that we want to change. We want to go into the integration process with maybe 1 to 3 things. Make it a realistic goal. I have an exercise for the past 2 years of my life, and I'd really like to invite in exercise again. Okay, great. Let's spend 30 days inviting in this old pattern, this old routine that can now become a new pattern, a new routine. So it takes about 30 days to create a new habit. That's what they say. So give yourself at least 30 days to achieve those goals, to reach these goals and these dreams that you're looking to achieve, to really make this change that you're looking for. And sometimes getting started is the hardest part. I definitely know this from a personal level. It took me months and months and months to get to the point where I felt comfortable doing this kind of thing. So sometimes getting started is the hardest part. And that's why it can be important sometimes to have support, to have someone to maybe lean on or to encourage you. And whether that's a coach, a therapist, your friends, your family, it is important to have those people around to support you. So you gotta get things moving. You gotta get the ball rolling. So where do you start? Observe. This is the awareness part. Become aware of your old patterns. Become aware of these things that are no longer serving you. Bring awareness to what it is you're really trying to achieve. Now, as you become aware of yourself, as you become aware of these old patterns and of these things you want to change, you have to bring acceptance to these things. Because sometimes all of a sudden we see all these things about ourselves, and a lot of times it's things we don't like. It can be really hard to accept those things. Maybe sometimes we go into victim mentality or running away, fight or flight. I just don't want to deal with this. This is too much. So it's about bringing awareness to these things, realizing that you have to start somewhere. It's not to change all of these things at once, and to bring acceptance to everything that you've gone through in life. All of these things have made you who you are. And so bringing acceptance to the trials and tribulations of life, bringing acceptance to where you currently are in your process. And this acceptance will really allow you to open your field up to more love and compassion for yourself, your own process, your own journey, but also for others as well. So as you become more accepting of where you're at, that kind of lays a foundation for you to move forward and begin applying the lessons that you've learned through your life, or the lessons, maybe these new lessons and experiences and things that you've come upon recently. So awareness, acceptance, and then it's about applying them. So this is the integration process. It's seeing where you are now, where you want to be, and then applying what you're learning along the way. So this is, as you're applying, you move into action. In order to have acceptance, you need to have awareness of what you're accepting. In order to apply things, you have to really have that foundation of awareness and acceptance. And then the application kind of moves you into this action, moves you into applying what it is that you've learned to your life. And, not to burst your bubble, but the integration process does not end. It doesn't stop. What am I learning? I'm learning that as soon as I make a change and I've made a positive forward momentum, as I am creating this positive forward momentum in my life, that it's just going to keep happening. And so we have to get really good at this integration thing, taking the old and turning it into new. So it does not end. And how can I make the most out of this experience? Learn, grow, take what it is that you're experiencing and turn it into knowledge, turn it into a strength. Use what it is that you're learning to learn and to grow, instead of allowing it to become overwhelming, which it will, allowing it to become overwhelming and making you just be like, I can't do this, and the fight or flight kicks in. So again, that's why it's a step-by-step process. It's having patience, it's taking it slow, because it can get overwhelming. So as the overwhelm comes in, take some deep breaths, take some time alone, go into nature, and you'd be surprised how good you feel after even about 10 or 15 minutes. So just to reiterate, it is a lifelong journey. How you respond to the mistakes you make, to the lessons that you learn, really makes an impact on your quality of life. So enjoy the experience. Observe yourself and the world around you. We really are designed to be present. We tend to get stuck in the past or stuck in the future, but really be present with yourself and with the people in your life and with these experiences that you're having. Because as you enjoy these experiences, as you observe them, you really allow more passion and joy in your life. And that's what it's all about. It's about having experiences and allowing passion and joy to really flow in your life. It's a flow. Life is a flow. Things flow in and things flow out. Emotions come and they go. Thoughts come and they go. Materialistic things come and they go. We, as human beings, incarnated into this life, and we came, and one day we will go. So enjoy the journey. Know that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay, because it's trying to teach you something. It's trying to show you something. And it is also okay to stay where you're at if that's what you want to do in life. But who really wants to stay where we're at? Change is the only constant in this universe. So we must allow this change to ebb and flow in our life in order to create a better life, to move forward, and really have all of the experiences that we're here to have on this beautiful journey. Now, integration is a personal process. It is something that you have to do for yourself. But I do want you to know that you don't have to do it alone. And that's why I have created a 4-week integration program, because sometimes we know what we need to do. We want to make a change. We're trying to move into this new way of being, creating a new life, just starting on the right path, trying to fulfill our life purpose, or just live in a better way. And again, we can find support sometimes through our friends and our family, but a lot of the times they don't understand. So I've created this program because in a lot of ways, I do understand. And I feel like that there is a need for support when you are making this change in your life. So this 4-week online course comes with a guidebook and life support. It will invite you to embrace your true potential while learning important self-care practices that will help you make a change in your life. And it is designed to offer support and structure as you apply new lessons to your life and make important decisions. So it really is about you, and it's about you taking charge and doing the work, but having support along the way, because I can't do it for you, but I can be a catalyst to assist you in making those changes. So throughout this 4-week course, there will be 4 60-minute Zoom calls. During these Zoom calls, I will offer support and guidance. I really invite you to show up authentically as yourself. This is a judgment-free zone. I would love for you to share vulnerably, and in that, really find clarity along your integration journey. Now, during these Zoom calls, I will also be utilizing tools that I have found that help me in my integration process, and these include human design and Reiki. So you will receive a human design reading. And so human design is a system knowledge that is here to help us better understand ourselves and our true potential. It provides a roadmap that can help us work through our old patterns and our conditioning, while also learning how to make better decisions and assisting us in letting go of what no longer serves us. So it really is a valuable tool in the integration process. And I'm always really excited to share this information with people, because it just gives us that deeper level of understanding of how our energy works, of where our energetic body lies. We have this true energy potential, but then we also have this openness in our energy field. So it's really a beautiful tool to better understand what it is we're navigating during the integration process. Now, also within this program, you will be invited to follow along with meditation, yoga, and breathwork techniques. Now, these videos are done by professionals in their field, and there are new videos every week that go along with the course. So I really invite people when they're dedicated to this process, they really want to make a change. Breath work, yoga, meditation, these are going to be things that help that are catalysts to help move you forward to create time, space, and energy in your life. So I really encourage people to step into these videos, to do them as much as they can during the integration program. And this will really help everyone during this time. There's a guidebook that will support you along the journey. It has weekly advice, goals, and journal prompts, along with inspirational quotes and affirmations. So this is just another, again, support, because a lot of the times we want to make a change and we just, unless we dedicate to something, we can't fully make that change. So we'll also do a Reiki session within these 60-minute Zoom calls. Reiki is an ancient energy healing technique that can be done long distance, and it is used to cleanse, clear, and realign your energy field, which, while you're trying to create something new, is so important. And also during these sessions, I do sometimes receive divine messages from the higher self, from your spirit guides. So I will also, share those with you within this session. And sometimes that can also shed some light on some things that you're currently working on and needing to change. So it's really about making a change, creating new habits. And in order to do that, you need to commit. I know firsthand that unless I commit to something or, pay for something, I'm not committed. I'm just kind of lackadaisical. I'm a hardcore procrastinator. So discipline and commitment, they go right out the door. So you really have to commit. You have to invite in some discipline. And in doing this, let go of the resistance. We resist change. Change is the only constant in this universe, but we resist it. So invite in this allowing, this openness, because without it, you're just going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck in that resistance mindset. So are you ready? Are you ready to start something new, to create a new you, to move out of these old patterns and these stuck ways and these this emotional turmoil, to really invest in yourself, to open up to something new, and to step into your true potential? That's what this is about, is to move us forward and to step further into our true potential, into our higher self, into this calling that really is yours. We are all here to do something to do something unique, to be someone who is unique and brings their own unique energy to this planet. So in the chat, if it's easy for you, comment, I'm ready. I'm ready to make a change. So this is when I say sign up now. This integration course has had success, and right now I am offering it 50% off for August and September. So it's originally $399, and right now it's only at $199. So this is only $50 a week, which is like a tank of gas, to really help you move forward, to take a step in the right direction, and you are worth it. So I invite you to claim your spot. There are only 4 spots left for August, and this starts basically today. So if you're ready to start now, sign up. Tell me, you know what, I'm ready to make this change. I'm ready to dedicate $50 a week to make this change and move forward in my life. Now, there are 4 spots in August and 6 spots in September, and these are going to be the only months I offer this discount. So jump on it, take advantage of it. And I also want to comment just a minute about Mighty Networks. Now, I think most of you, if not all of you, signed up for Holistic Living Online through the Mighty Networks network. And Holistic Living Online is essentially a new community. It's been around for a few months, but it is growing kind of organically and steadily. And it's really, that's what it is. It's focused on holistic living. It is an alternative social network from Facebook and Instagram. And right now, you know, sometimes you get on Facebook, you get on Instagram, and there's so much negativity. There's so much stuff that really throws your vibration off. So I do invite you all to explore holistic living online. Again, it is kind of new and still growing. So any interaction that you do, you know, liking, commenting, posting your own stuff, can really benefit this community. Now, you can also do events like the one I've done here for free, or you can host paid events, which is cool too. So dive into this a little bit, explore holistic living online, and also know Mighty Networks. There are multiple networks. So there's also other networks you can tap into through the Mighty Networks app. So just wanted to comment a minute about that. And I want to thank everyone for showing up today. I really appreciate all of you bringing your energy into this space. And I would love to stay in contact with you. This is all of my contact information. Feel free to contact me through any of these ways. And also, if you're interested in the course, let's talk. You know, let's talk right now. Let's talk today, because the sooner that you get this thing into motion, the sooner you make a change. Hope you have a beautiful Saturday. Sending you all love and light.